If I told you what this thing eats, you would never guess what animal it is. This thing eats monkeys. It eats tortoises. It eats crocodiles. It eats eels. Okay? It eats ducks. How does it eat them? How does it do it? It decapitates them. It eats via decapitation. It just goes so fucking hard that it just cleanly guillotine decapitates animals. Before I even get to this thing's roar, it literally makes a noise by just like chattering that sounds like an AK-47. The shoebill stork. Now I have pictures of this thing on my phone swallowing monkeys whole, from head first, but also ass first. It mainly eats fish, but the way that it hunts things is like it moves very slow. Not only when it's hunting, but just in general. It moves very slow, despite the fact that it can move very fast. It's also notably a nonchalant bird. So if like a tiger like runs at it, it's just sort of like... But yeah, so when it's hunting, everything that's like observed it thinks it's this big 5 foot tall slow bird, and then all of a sudden, boom, decapitated. Top of that, when we get into the parenting style, real Game of Thrones shit. Yeah. People are like, whoa, why aren't there more of these things in East Africa? This is why. Because you see, when there's a brood of shoebills that hatch, whichever one's the strongest one goes and kills all of its siblings. Because only the strongest can survive. Shoebills are practicing eugenics. Yeah. They're like, if you didn't get the jump on me, that means you can get jumped. Why would we want that in our bloodline? Unsurprisingly, the shoebill is endangered because on top of this, they also have like a sort of a otaku thing going. They just don't like hooking up with each other, to be honest. They just don't like doing it. Like, conservationists are like worried about it. They're like, we can't get them to bang. It's actually affecting their population growth. And despite the fact that like the shoebill has a wingspan of over 7.5 feet, they just like don't like to fly. So they just like don't do it. It's like so rare that if you see one flying, it's like akin to like I don't know, like winning the lottery. And like, I know I just spent the last 2.5 minutes talking about how creepy and weird they are, but they're also apex predators, and they're suffering because like their wildlife habitats are being destroyed. And because they're apex predators, they're like super important for their local ecosystems. There's only like a few thousand of them outside of captivity on Earth. And like, even though they're scary and they make noises like this, they're also just silly, goofy guys, okay? Like, whenever they see a person, they bow, and you're supposed to bow back. So they're actually generally quite polite. Some people have considered them to be dumb, but I'm not so sure. Because sometimes people go to hand them food, and they're just like, not eating it. And so people are like, idiot, can't even see there's food right in front of him. Maybe they're not dumb. Maybe they just are germaphobes. All I'm saying is Jurassic Park this, Jurassic Park that. The shoebill has stayed genetically the same for millions of years. So we wouldn't need a Jurassic Park if the animals in the park never died in the first place. You know? So like, someone make a dating app for shoebills or something.